Hello, class. Welcome to this class. This is Edu 411 being brought to you by Dr. Wanjala Hamala. We want to talk about education in Kenya. And just as I told you that in comparative education, when we are talking about education in a certain country or a certain region, we have to divide it into various forms. For example, here we are going to begin with the early childhood education. The early childhood education is the term used to describe the official or informal care and education that children get from birth until about 5 years, usually prior to starting comprehensive school. PP1 and PP2 are terms used to refer to specific levels of early childhood education. However, it is essential to note that the terminologies and age ranges can vary by country and education system. In this stage of education, the emphasis is on creating an environment for young children that is caring and developmentally appropriate in order to support their growth on all fronts: physical, cognitive, social, and emotional. It is its programs are designed to cultivate a social basis for socializing, lifelong learning, and general well-being. Let us talk about the age for early childhood education. From birth to approximately 5 years old is the average age span for early childhood education, although this might vary slightly depending on the nation and education system. In Kenya, the ages in early childhood education are as follows. PP1 or pre-primary 1, children are around 4 to 5 years old, while in PP2 or pre-primary 2, children are usually around 4 to 5 years old. Several factors led to the selection of these age ranges, and these factors are as follows. We have a critical development period. We also have readiness for learning. We have language development. We have socialization. And we have holistic development. Now, what about critical development period? This is a period where a child's early years are a time of rapid and crucial growth. During this time, the brain goes through tremendous growth and maturation, and kids pick up virtual cognitive, social, emotional, and physical skills that lay the groundwork for future learning and well being. To maximize a child's development throughout these critical years, education and assistance are essential. Readiness for learning, this is another area. Young children have an innate curiosity for exploring their surroundings. They excel at absorbing information and picking up skills from their environment. They do this by offering developmentally appropriate experiences and activities that foster cognitive development. Early childhood education takes advantage of this readiness for learning. Now, let us look at the language development. An essential component of early childhood development is language development. Children are most open to learning a language during this time, and language provisions is essential for communication, literacy, and later academic success. Language development is frequently emphasized in early childhood education programs throughout activities like storytelling, reading, and verbal conversation. Now, what about socialization? Socialization and the development of social skills are encouraged in ECE programs. Young toddlers learn how to communicate with others, share, share work together, and settle disputes. These social skills are helpful throughout life and are necessary for creating healthy connections. Development of emotions and behavior. Early childhood is a time when emotional control and behavioral patterns are developed. Children that participate in ECE programs learn how to comprehend and control their emotions, exercise self discipline, and adopt acceptance of social conduct. Getting ready for formal education between the family and the official schooling. Early childhood education acts as a transitional factor. It facilitates children's admission into primary school by giving them a strong foundation in the academic and social abilities, facilitating a smoother and more fruitful transition into formal education. Now, let us look at holistic development. Children are not only learners, they are also people with physical, emotional, and social needs as acknowledged by ECE programs. Activities that encourage physical fitness, creativity, and the growth of positive attitude and values are frequently included in the program. Now, let us look at the objectives of early childhood education. The objectives of early childhood education, or ECE, are manifested and are designed to support the holistic development of young children. These objectives emphasize a child's physical, cognitive, social, emotional, and language development, recognizing that these aspects are interconnected. Here are the primary objectives of ECE. One, promoting school. Two, cognitive development. Three, language and communication skills. Four, social and emotional development. Five, physical development. Six, creativity and imagination. Seven, cultural awareness and diversity. Eight, independence and self-regulation. Another one, play-based learning. Another one, parent and family engagement. Assessment and monitoring. Safety and well-being. After listing all those, you will now allow me to discuss one after the other, one objective after the other. I've given you 1 minute before I start discussing that. My friends, I hope you are still around. Now, allow me to continue. We are talking about the objectives of early childhood education. And we said that the objectives of early childhood education are multifaceted, multifaceted, and are designed to support the holistic development of young children. These objectives emphasize a child's physical, cognitive, social, emotional, and language development, recognizing that these aspects are interconnected. And the factors or the objectives that I have pointed out are as follows. The first one, we talked about promoting school readiness, that early childhood education aims at or aims to prepare children for formal schooling by providing them with the foundational skills and knowledge that they need to succeed academically and socially in primary school. Another one, I pointed out that another objective of early childhood education is cognitive development. Early childhood education program foster cognitive development by stimulating curiosity, critical thinking, problem solving, and early literacy and numeracy skills. Activities and experiences are age appropriate and are designed to engage children's natural senses of wonder and exploration. Another objective of early childhood education in Kenya under CBC is language and communication skills. It is very important that, my friends, you pay attention to this because after here, you will not go to teach 844 system of education. From here, you will be required to teach CBC system of education. And that is why I'm taking my time to take you through the objectives of CBC education in childhood education in Kenya, or the objectives of CBC early childhood education in Kenya. So, the third objective of CBC early childhood education in Kenya is language and communication skills. Developing strong language and communication skills is a key objective. Children are exposed to rich language experiences through storytelling, reading, and conversation, which enhances their vocabulary, comprehension, and ability to express themselves effectively. Another, another objective of early childhood education in Kenya, this is CBC, is social and emotional development. Early childhood education helps children to learn to interact with their peers, develop empathy, resolve conflicts, and manage their emotions. Building positive relations and self esteem is a fundamental aspect of social and emotional development. The fifth objective of early childhood education under CBC in Kenya is the physical development. Early childhood education programs provide opportunities for growth and fine motor skill development, physical fitness, and overall health. I'm saying that early childhood education in Kenya has the objective of promoting physical development. These programs provide opportunities for growth and fine motor skill development, physical fitness, and overall health. Physical activities and play contribute to a child's physical well being and coordination. Nowadays, we really have poor class attendance. These fellows who are not attending class, my dear friends, I really don't know what I'll do with them. I don't know what I'll do with them because they really have to learn. I've gone through the records of those ones who attended yesterday or those ones who have made a follow-up program, and I've realized that they are just, the number is still very marginal. Still very marginal. Encourage them to revisit the videos and make sure that they are learning. Now, the sixth objective of CBC under early childhood education is creativity and imagination. Nurturing creativity and imagination is another important objective. Art, music, and creative play activities encourage self expression and innovation. We have another objective of early childhood education under CBC in Kenya, and this is cultural awareness and diversity. Early childhood education fosters an appreciation of diversity and cultural awareness. It introduces children it introduces children to different cultures, traditions, and perspectives to promote tolerance and inclusivity. Friends, another objective of early childhood education in CBC Kenya is the cultural awareness and diversity. We've said that early childhood education fosters an appreciation for diversity and cultural awareness and perspectives to promote tolerance and inclusivity. Another objective is the independence and self regulation. Early childhood education helps children develop independence, self regulation, and decision making skills. These abilities enable children to make responsibility for their actions and make choices that contribute to their personal growth. Play based learning is another objective of early childhood learning in Kenya under CBC. Play based learning. A primary objective of early childhood education is to provide opportunities for play based learning. Play is recognized as a natural way for children to explore, experiment, and learn about the world around them. It encourages creativity, problem solving, and social interaction. Parents and family engagement is another objective of early childhood education. Parent and family engagement. Early childhood education programs often involve parents and families in their children's education. Building strong partnership between educators and families enhances the child's learning experiences and extends the impact of early childhood education beyond the classroom. Another objective of early childhood education in Kenya would be assessment and monitoring. Early childhood education programs use ongoing assessments and observation to track a child's progress and tailor instructions to individual needs. This helps identify any developmental delays or challenges early, allowing for timely intervention. So, Early, another or the last but not least objective of early childhood education in Kenya is safety and well-being. Ensuring the safety and well-being of children is a fundamental objective. Early childhood education environments should be safe, nurturing, and responsive to child's physical and emotional needs. Now, after talking about the objectives of early childhood education, I think we are good to go. We can look at the subjects that are taught in early childhood education in Kenya. So, in many early childhood education programs, the emphasis is on holistic approach to learning, focusing on foundational skills and concepts rather than educational or traditional subject-based instruction. So, the following are some of the subjects or the courses that are offered in early childhood education. So, let's begin with the languages and literacy. In PP1, there is introduction to spoken language, vocabulary development, storytelling, and early phonetic awareness. In PP2, we deal with building on vocabulary, developing listening and speaking skills, introducing basic pre-reading activities, and fostering a love for books and also reading. Mathematical activities. In PP1, we have basic, or learners are introduced to basic counting, number recognition, simple math concepts such as more or less than. In PP2, we have further exploration of numbers, basic addition and subtraction concepts, and basic shapes and patterns. We also have integrated science. Under integrated science, in PP1, there is simple science experiments, nature explorations, and observation skills. In PP2, there is building on basic science concepts, introducing concepts like living versus non-living things, and exploring the world around them through hands-on activities. In social studies, PP1 are introduced to basic concepts of community, family, and friendship. In PP2, there is expanding on social concepts, exploring different cultures and traditions in a child-friendly way. Uh, we also have another course in pre-primary school. This is art and creativity. In PP1, there is exploring different art materials and technique. And also we have fostering of creativity. In PP2, we have more advanced art activities, encouraging self-expression through art and creativity. We have physical education. In PP1, there is gross motor skill development, basics physical skills like running, jumping, and dancing. In PP2, we have further development of gross and fine motor skills, introduction to sports, and recognizing uh, physical activities. We also have another course that is learned under pre-primary school in Kenya. This is music. In PP1, there is introduction to music, rhythm, and basic movement activities. In PP2, there is more advanced music and movement activities, fostering an appreciation for music and rhythm. We have health and personal hygiene. In PP1, there is basic concepts of personal hygiene, health eating habits, and safety. In PP2, learners are supposed to be introduced to building on health concepts, introducing concepts like nutrition and importance of exercise. Now, having after looking at the courses or subjects taught in early childhood education and learning methods in early childhood education, now teaching and learning methods in PP1, that is pre-primary 1, and PP2, pre-primary 2 level of early childhood education, are designed to be developmentally appropriate, engaging, and child-centered. These methods are carefully selected to facilitate the holistic growth and development of young children. Below, I want to talk about, friends, I don't know if you are still there. I can see there is a problem with my power, but we pray that we are not interrupted before we complete. So I've said that teaching and learning methods in PP1, that is pre-primary 1, and PP2 levels of early childhood education are designed to be developmentally appropriate, engaging, and child-centered. That these methods are carefully selected to facilitate the holistic growth and development of the children. So, among the common methods that are used in teaching these young ones at this level is one, exploration and discovery method. Two, creative and art, creative art and expression. Three, outdoor and nature-based learning. Four, individualized and differentiated instruction. Five, use of technology, and one must be limited at this level. Six, we have positive reinforcement and encouragement. Seven, assessment through observation. Eight, play-based learning. Nine, hands-on activities. 10, storytelling and reading aloud. 11, routine and structure. Now, let us go through these methods one by one. Friends, this is very important. Remember, you for 3 years, you have been taught how to teach. You have been taught general methods of teaching. You have also been taught specific methods of teaching your subject. And remember, some of these methods you have not been introduced to. Whatever you have been taught, you have been prepared to teach 844 systems of education. But here, I want you to reflect on this one because this one takes you specific to competence-based curriculum. And it is very, very important. Although right now we are looking at early childhood education, but it will really assist you because these methods, some of these methods are also borrowed and are used at primary school level and also at secondary school level. So pay attention at this. So the first method, and this one I'm very sure that your people have limited knowledge on it, exploration and discovery method. The teachers provide materials and activity to encourage self-exploration and hands-on learning. The children are encouraged to ask questions, make observations, and draw conclusions, promoting critical thinking and problem solving. Now that you give the learners materials and activities that encourage them or encourage exploration, so you don't just go there and give them information. The teachers are not owners of information. This is what I'm stressing. You are not supposed to walk in a class and believe that you have all that is needed by the learner. No, you give the learners materials, you give them activities, and you encourage them to explore. Give them hands on activities, let them learn, let them explore, let them learn through exploration. So, children are encouraged to ask questions. Who? To ask one another and also to ask their teachers. Make observations that they not only ask questions, but they should also make observations. That after making observations, learners are also encouraged to draw conclusions. Other than drawing conclusions, learners are encouraged to think critically. So there is promotion of thinking critically, critical thinking, and problem solving method. So you give a problem and you ask learners to solve that problem. For example, let me just give you an example. For example, learners can be provided with about, let me say, two oranges, and you ask them to divide equally amongst themselves. These are four learners. You have given them two oranges, and you ask them to divide equally amongst themselves. This is a problem because you only have two oranges. There are only two oranges, and yet these two oranges have to be divided among four learners. Then let them learn how to solve this problem. This is a problem. This is a mathematical problem that involves critical thinking. So that is a method of teaching that is taught or that is used at this level. This is pre-primary school. So we don't just say methods of teaching. We also say methods of learning. In fact, learning is more pronounced than teaching at this level. So we want to stress on learning other than teaching. So I'm not really stressing on methods of teaching. I'm stressing on methods of learning. Now let us move to the second method. Let us move to the second method of learning. I remember we are dealing with methods of teaching, stroke methods of learning. The second one, I gave you creative arts and expression. Now, artistic expression, including drawing, painting, and music, is encouraged. Children are given opportunities to express themselves creatively, fostering imagination and self confidence. This is where learners will be given opportunity to stand before others and introduce themselves. Dance to music, draw, use pencils and paintings to draw. Another method of teaching or learning that I gave you is outdoor or nature based learning. Outdoor play and nature based activities are essential for physical development and connecting with the natural world. Teachers may incorporate gardening, outdoor exploration, and nature themed lessons. So this is another way. So we have another method of teaching and stroke learning, and this is individualized and differentiated instruction. So recognizing that children develop at different rates, teachers adapt instruction to meet the individual needs of each child. They provide extra support or challenge when necessary. Use of technology is another method of teaching and learning. And at this level, at pre primary level, use of technology should be very limited. So while technology is used sparingly in early childhood education, age-appropriate educational apps and interactive digital resources may be integrated to enhance learning experiences in modern moderation. Now, another learning stock teaching method that I gave you was positive reinforcement and encouragement. Teachers use positive reinforcement and praise to motivate and reinforce desired behavior and achievements, creating a positive and supportive classroom environment. This one, so you don't just teach, you are supposed to encourage them. Tell them, good boy, good girl. You can also ask them to sing for one another. Well done, well done. Try again another day. A very good boy. You must have heard these things. Those ones are positive reinforcers. And we also have negative reinforcers. For example, a child who may not have completed a task given by a teacher may be asked. Such a child may be asked to delay to go for break. So that is another method of teaching at early childhood level. This is positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. That is positive reinforcement and encouragement is a method of teaching that teachers need to have. So when you go to class and you teach, you ask a question, and even those learners who are trying, even if they don't give you correct responses, and what you can do is just to abuse them, then you are doing a disservice to such learners. So teachers are encouraged to use positive reinforcers to enable their learners to learn. Another method, and this is the seventh one, another method of teaching or learning is assessment through observation. So formal assessment are minimal at this stage. Instead, teachers primarily assess children's progress through ongoing observation of their participation, engagement, and developmental milestones. So play-based learning is another method of learning. Play is a critical component of early childhood education. Through play, children explore their environment, develop social skills, and learn about the world around them. Teachers create play based activities that encourage exploration, creativity, and problem solving. Hands on activities. Children at this level learn best through direct experiences. Teachers use hands-on activities such as art and craft projects, sensory play, and science experiments to engage students and facilitate learning. Another method of learning or teaching that is used at early childhood education is storytelling and reading aloud. Storytelling and reading aloud. You will excuse my pronunciation. Storytelling and reading aloud. Storytelling and reading aloud to children are fundamental methods to introduce language and literary skills. Teachers read books, tell stories, engage discussions. So, teachers are also supposed to encourage learners to read books, to tell stories, and to engage in discussions to expand their vocabulary. So when you go to class, an ECE teacher going to class is encouraged to read a storybook before the learners, and the learners can also read after the teacher. The teacher is encouraged to engage the learners in discussions, to expand the children's vocabulary, comprehension, and also love for reading. We have routine and structure. Young children thrive with the routine. Teachers establish daily schedules that include periods for learning, play, snacks, and rest. Predictable routines help children feel safe and secure in the classroom environment. Hello, hello. Let me hope that you are there with me. Now, allow me talk about the materials that are used in teaching and learning in PP2, uh, PP1 and PP2 levels of early childhood education. Now, in PP1 and PP2 levels of early childhood education, various teaching and learning materials are utilized to facilitate age appropriate and engagement in learning activities or experiences. These materials are designed to support the holistic development of children. So the materials that are used are computer and education technology. And we have said that computers and education technology should be used sparingly or should be limited. Age, age appropriate educational apps and interactive digital materials should be used here. So the safety and hygiene materials such as soap, tissue, hand sanitizers, first-hand suppliers of technique hygiene habits are supposed to be used. Classroom supplies such as markers, whiteboard markers, chalkboard, scissors, bulletin for instructional and communication purposes. We also have mathematical manipulative such as counters, number cards, geometry shapes to introduce basic math concepts should be used. Letters and alphabetic materials such as letter cards, magnetic letters, and alphabetic letters should be encouraged to be used in early childhood education in Kenya. Social and emotional learning materials such as visual aids, storybooks, activities to teach emotional regulations, empathy, and social skills should be used. Nature exploration materials such as child care magnifiers, binoculars, and field guides for outdoor exploration are encouraged to be used in early childhood education. Constructional materials such as uh, uh, those ones that encourage or foster fine motor skills are also encouraged. And those ones for cultural and diversity materials such as books, posters, materials that introduce children to different cultures and traditions can be used. Okay, health and nutritional materials such as visuals and activities to teach health eating habits and the importance of staying active should be encouraged. Pictures, picture books, age appropriate picture books with colorful illustrations to promote early literacy and allow for reading should be encouraged. Storytelling, for storytelling, puppets, funnel boards, story cards to enhance storytelling and language development should be used. What about art supplies? Crayons, colored pencils, markers, paints, peppers, scissors, glue, and various craft materials for artistic expressions and fine motor skills should be encouraged. What about manipulative materials? Building blocks, but we have building blocks, shape sorters, counting objects, puzzles. We also have problem solving and math skills should be used. What about educational games, board games, matching games, and educational toys should be used in early childhood mathematics and cognitive skills through play. Musical instruments such as xylophones, shakers, drums for music, exploration, and rhythm development should be used. Outdoor activities or outdoor play equipment such as playgrounds, swings, slides, outdoor toys to encourage physical activity and exploration should be used. So, who finances early childhood education in Kenya? Early childhood education in PP1 and PP2 is financed by the government, county governments, and also the parents. Now, because it is late and I want you to go and have your supper, allow me end my class today, therefore today, and tomorrow we shall pick up and talk about primary school education or elementary education in Kenya. Friends, mm, I'm not very happy because a very marginal number of you has attended the class, and because the number that has attended is very marginal, I really don't know what we are going to do. Um, but it is always good to ask them to attend. Donald Ruto, Olive Chipkoech, Bronson Ngetich, Yobra, Moranga, Yeko, alias Victorine Kwambai, Eugene Mutai, Ngetich Faith, Sheila, Glenda Ngetich, Nicholas Musyoka, Rachel Navifuo, Sheila Chelangat, Chepchirchir Brenda, Moses Baraza, Joan Chemtai, Albert Ngetich. Albert, you're telling me that you are not getting me? Mm, Albert, you will have to call me. If you don't have my number, ask the class rep to give you my number so that you tell me what the problem was. Paris Chepkamoy, Albert Mohwana, Moses Barasa. Moses Barasa, you told me that getting you clearly, but there is somebody else who said we are not getting a teach says we are not getting you well, sir. There is Sheila, the screen is not clear. The screen is not very important. Uh, the voice is more important than the screen. Mhm. We have Moses Baraza, Albert Mohwana, Peris Chepkemoi, Sheila, Daniel Mbovu, Anthony Nyongesa. Mhm. We have Benjamin, Philip, Lekakenyi. We have Chelangat, Mercy, Laban, Vicky, Sheila, Evelyn, Anthony. That is okay. That is okay. Mm. So, those friends of yours who are not attending classes, I've just realized that even yesterday class, yesterday class was not well attended, was not well attended, and we shall see what to do.
So with that, ask your friends to revisit this lesson within 24 hours, and that will be okay. It is sad that today both class reps did not attend. It is very sad that both of them did not attend. I've not seen James, and neither have I seen. Um, I've not seen James. Neither have I seen Aisha. I really don't know what happened with them, but hope they will attend tomorrow's class. Tell them that they have 24 hours to revisit this lesson. See you tomorrow when you see me. Bye.